And speaking of prophecies, here's one that no one could have ever made. The Islamic world's abandonment of Pakistan. You heard that right. After Saudi Arabia's refusal to bail out Pakistan, another Islamic country has snubbed Islamabad. I am talking about Kuwait, another dear friend of Pakistan. Well, guess what? This dear friend is pushing Pakistan to pay its dues, insisting on immediate payment of diesel purchase. Let me break this down for you. Since 2000, Pakistan and Kuwait signed a contract for credit line facility for the supply of diesel to Pakistan. Under this contract, Pakistan has imported diesel worth millions in the last 20 years. Most of these payments were made in installments from time to time. And Kuwait wants to change that. It wants Islamabad to make the payment right at the time of purchase. Also clear its previous dues as soon as possible. And how much are the dues? Well, last we checked, payment of an amount of $55 million is due for an import made on the 10th of February. Another $10 million is due for an import made on the 20th of February. And yet another $55 million are due for an import made on the 15th of March. Now, Kuwait wants this money immediately. The request was made back in January. Pakistan tried working on a war footing to fulfill the request. But given the financial mess that it is in, it was unable to do the needful. And now it has been forced to take desperate steps like these. Have a look at this headline. On Tuesday, the Economic Coordination Committee of Pakistan's cabinet approved the supplementary grant of 27 billion rupees to avert the looming default on diesel purchase. This move may solve problems in the short term, but you see, in the long term, it might create problems for Pakistan. Problems in keeping the overall expenses within the limits agreed by the IMF. But that's not the only point here. The point here is how one after the other Islamic countries that Pakistan calls its friend, are not helping it when it needs help the most. We told you earlier about Saudi Arabia. On Tuesday, this report was released. It said Saudi Arabia is no longer willing to bail out Islamabad. It has refused to provide any more interest-free loans. The country's finance minister said that it does not want to give grants without any strings attached. That Saudi Arabia is taxing its people and it expects Pakistan to do the same, to fix its mess on its own. So first it was Saudi Arabia and now it's Kuwait. How should we be viewing these developments? What exactly do they indicate? What is the messaging here? Is the Islamic world disassociating itself from Pakistan? Has it come to realize that Pakistan is indeed what others say it is? A lost cause? Whatever be the case, this is highly embarrassing once again for Pakistan. You see, 2 years back, it was trying to portray itself as the biggest activist of the Islamic world. Its then Prime Minister Imran Khan was going to one Islamic country after another, beating the drum of unity, brotherhood. And just 2 years on, the same Pakistan is being ignored by Islamic countries. This is a major blow to Pakistan's diplomacy. That is, assuming there is any diplomacy left. If Islamic countries are not helping Pakistan, why would the rest of the world do that? This is the argument many analysts are making. And that, by the way, is not the only aspect of our Pakistan story tonight. As the country faces diplomatic embarrassments on the world stage, back at home, high-ranking Pakistani officials are losing their lives. And in the latest instance, a Pakistani intelligence official has been killed in northwestern Pakistan. His name was Brigadier Mustafa Kamal. He used to work for Pakistan's rogue spy agency, the Inter-Services Intelligence, or the ISI. Reports say he died in an encounter in South Waziristan. His team was ambushed by a group of terrorists. From Pakistan's point of view, that is a big loss, because this man was a key player when it comes to intel operations. He was apparently involved in neutralizing the terror network behind the 2016 attack on the Army Public School in Peshawar. And the immediate question is, who was behind his killing? Was it the Tehreek-e-Taliban or some other terror group? Well, there is no clarity on that front yet. No group has claimed responsibility as of now, but this episode is very striking. It tells you how the resurgence of terror in Pakistan is not just claiming the lives of civilians, but also of Pakistan's officials. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.